foggy mornings, just like this one, the morning after a big rain and a night of storming. This is hands down my most precious time in the garden. I don't know exactly, I love the golden hour. It's kind of funny. I think I started my last video talking about that being my favorite kind of time of day. I have a lot of favorites, but this is more rare, I think. It's not every day. Golden hour is every day. This only happens sometimes, and normally I relish this alone. I bring my guitar down to the garden, and I did have a little bit of time before turning the camera on this morning, but this morning I decided to share this with you guys. I don't know, there's something very alive about a garden that just got stormed on. You'll hear the geese. Gary, you're so aggressive in your snuggling. Silly. Get out of the garlic. Come on. Kind of frustrating to know that the way this feels right now, there's no way I can convey it in video. I wish right now, for just one moment, all thousands of you, however many of you watch this video, I wish that you could feel the way it feels right now, right here. There's no way I can do it justice. Come on, Gary. Come on. Good morning. So, I actually have had this for a couple of months, but I wanted to show it to you this morning because the foggy garden felt like a good time to show it to you. Our friend Daniel, who does the music for our channel, he lives in Alabama, and he actually works at a coffee shop there in the Shoals area of northwest Alabama, and his boss that he works with in the coffee shop recently took up leather work. And I guess he's done it for a while. He recently started selling pieces that he was making. And Daniel had ordered a pick guard for his own guitar and a guitar strap. And whenever I'd seen it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's absolutely awesome. And then he ordered one for me. And so gave it to me as a gift. And I've had these for a little while, but I don't know, this morning I just saw my guitar down here. I bring my guitar to the garden a lot in the mornings. And I thought I would share it with y'all because it felt fitting for the foggy garden. First, the pick guard, you can see, which that is actually the title of a song that Daniel and I wrote together. I've shared it with you guys informally before. Daniel's actually coming here next week, and we were talking about recording that because a lot of you have requested like a recording of that song that you could actually play from start to finish. And then here is this guitar strap, and this thing is a work of art, but I wanted to share it with you because there's some really symbolic stuff on here for me, and it has to do with the garden. Because when we wrote the song, Where the Wild Things Grow, it really came from a prayer that was, the prayer was, Lord, please plant me where the wild things grow. And that was kind of the season of me deciding to stay home and do this. And obviously that's worked out well. So butterfly on the end, that is from a mother-in-law who passed away. She loved butterflies. Some of my favorite flowers here, like a sunflower and a zinnia, and that's an okra blossom, which is one of my favorites. And of course some okra, an heirloom tomato, a nice funky fluted one, some blackberries. This says no greater joy from the scripture in John, the little John. So it says, where I have no greater joy than to know my children are following the truth. Gary. The same flowers and okra here, the bird on the end. That's just a symbolic nickname. I like birds, in case you can't tell. And then right here, Kajari melon. Whenever Daniel gave this to me, he said, I bet you can safely say you're the only person in the world who has a guitar strap with a Kajari melon on it. So I thought that was really cool. I'll link Luke's Instagram. I don't even know if he has a shop or anything like that, but I'll link his Instagram so you guys can check out his leather work. Isn't that really neat? Gardening guitar strap. It's really crazy how fast the fog lifts. Like, it's nice and clear now. It wasn't very long. We gotta go look at something, and I'm really not wearing the right shoes for it, so I've got to stay on the road. All of you guys up in the north you ask me a lot about snakes, and if like we ever see snakes, if we have snakes, and that is just part of living in the South. Snakes are around, but you just learn to be smart about it, and you know, you don't walk off in tall grass without boots on, you don't reach underneath stuff without checking first. We've lived on this property for over 5 years now. We've only ever seen 2 venomous snakes in 5 years. People driving by probably thinking I'm crazy walking down this road with my big old camera. But yeah, 2 venomous snakes in 5 years. It's not a lot. One of them was dead whenever we saw it. It had gotten crushed between a couple pieces of tin. One was a copperhead and one was a water moccasin. And other than that, I see garden snakes regularly and non-venomous snakes. Look, it's wildflower time. Our roadsides will be covered with poppies and echinacea, black-eyed Susans. So I walked down here because I wanted to check the progress of our wild blackberries. And as you can see, I've got lots of red ones around here, some just barely turning black. Walking down here like the one time of day that our road is actually busy in the morning. It's still not that busy, still very much a country road. Anyway, all along the roadsides here, wild blackberries grow, and by about June every year, I come out and pick gallons. All over here, it's just completely covered. Now these are our woods right here, and you can kind of see where Maya's cleared out some up here in the front. Most of these trees up right by the road are gonna stay. Here's a view of the garden you don't normally get. As you can see, he's cleared a path out here and there, so there will be like a drive that goes back. Most of this will stay pretty thick because we do want some woods here. We appreciate the windbreak for the garden. Makes for nice light in the evening for videos. And I just love the way the trees look as a background to the garden. So this is gonna stay pretty thick, but starting back to the back, right there at the edge of the garden to the back, we're clearing out all the smaller trees, leaving the bigger ones, and seeding that for pasture. By the looks of it, it'll still be a couple of weeks before I've got lots and lots of blackberries to pick. And whenever they come into season, I make jams, and we eat cobbler regularly. It's kind of special to me, and it's one of the reasons why there were blackberries on the guitar strap, because there was a really long time that I really wanted to farm. I wanted to grow my own food. I went to farmers markets. I was just completely enamored. I mean, years that this was such a desperate desire. And we had a friend who had 40 acres, and he used to let me come out and pick wild blackberries in the spring. And year after year, I took my kids, Jackson and Asher, when they were little bitty toddlers. I remember having them in like backpack carriers, and I would go pick these berries. That's when I learned to make jam. That's when I learned to can. And now, obviously, we could grow blackberries. We grow lots of stuff. And we probably will at some point grow blackberries, because you can grow ones that are a lot larger than the tiny little things you pick on the roadsides. But I don't know, there's something nostalgic about picking those, and it's kind of one of those things that evokes a lot of gratitude in me, because that used to be all I had. That was my link to food sustainability, was foraging on someone else's property. And so, I don't know, doing it now it's a little bit of a remembrance thing for me. Well guys, kind of short vlog this morning. I got to take my kid to school, but I just wanted to show you my garden in the morning after a storm. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. God bless you. Until next time.